yes, he's gonna be up against the Puck Drow Aura, but imagine if it was a Storm or an Invoker. I think they would have suffered more so. I think the Refraction actually helps out more in this case. So this last pick TA, I agree with you, it's not a good pick in the overall like mid-game, late-game scenario, but it's gonna be decent in the lane stage because it's a TA with Refraction. And yes, the Bat Rider against Lycan, that's a tough matchup, but you also have the Shadow Shaman. Should he be able to get close with a Shackle, I think the Bat Rider might actually need the help of the Clockwork. So again, I overall agree with you that DC should have the lane stage, but should they make a couple of mistakes, I think Newbee can, punch them a little bit in the lane stage.
Yeah, they have some good rotators with the Sand King and the Darkseer, so potentially they can also find some openings that way. Do you see those early wards getting planted down? One up near the shrine, one over in the Radiant jungle. And
uh-oh, KP gets cogged up.
Uh-oh.
Hit him a couple times, lose some mana.
Hasn't skilled anything, really do not want to have to skill Surge here. It looks like he should make it up.
He's gonna get cogged again.
Oh, Bulba's keeping. He's persistent like a bulldog on the chase. Cogs him in again. KP may actually die.
Oh, that
here.
tower though.
The pushback. Oh.
That tower shot breaking the cog immediately.
Oh, MVP tower. Not a good start for the offlane.
I think they also howled. Just for the lulz.
They're still now thinking they can maybe contest this rune. Bulba sweeping in from behind. Up in front is Dubu and Mason, but actually Newbee have 3 here. They're going to try to grab it.
While KP committed a lot just to make sure they get the rune there. He basically used a Salve and a Clarity just to make sure that he could run back in. But as a result, you think he could still lane here? There's no way KP could lane now, right?
It's not going to be fun. Like, he can Iron Shell the wave and try and hide in the trees or something.
Like, even without the Oracle, I think Drow Ranger historically has done well against Darkseer simply because she hits so hard. But now with the Oracle in the lane, that is just GG.
I mean, I think that lane already crushes Darkseer, and yeah, with the regen being exploded.
Oh, Courier just died! A bed! Sees a Courier rushing in to deliver the item. Normally, I think Puck can't one-hit the Courier, but that Drow Aura, though.
Big early start there, and he did at least, I guess, get his extra set of tangos, so he won't be entirely screwed, but he's not in a great position now, so the gold advantage certainly with DC after that. And the top lane looking good, the mid lane looking good now. I mean, with the new Puck increased damage, that lane generally goes about 50-50, and then TA gets ahead or catches up when the Ancients start getting farmed. That's what we've seen over the last 4 months, so with the Drow, with the Courier Snipe, definitely gives TA the edge there.
You mean the Puck?
Sorry, yeah, give the Puck the edge on the TA.
Yeah.
And that leaves this bottom lane for Newbee. Can they get something done in the tri-lane?
So far, does not seem like it. Yeah, Darkseer just abandons up top and decides to go jungle. I'm surprised he even tried. It's just not gonna happen.
Newbee are certainly being pressured a little bit here. Kaka trying to deal with Forev. Bulba constantly threatening to go in. As Triple C already burned through 3 of those tangos and one of the pooled ones. With no courier, he's going to be up against it. Abed actually going for the solo kill. Very early fresh refraction forces him back. We'll have to retreat and reset. Abed might go back in, but meanwhile in the jungle, Kaka gets snared up at least for now. Bulba does not have the point in battery assault just yet, so not a whole lot he can do to punish the Sand King, but you can see Abed, he knows that refraction's wearing off, so he wants to commit for the kill. That's Triple C lacking the regen orb through, and just has enough for one last refraction, forces it out. Now as Triple C almost has to make the walk of shame back to the well. With Creeps dying under the tower, this mid lane is heavily lost now.
Really good plays from Abed. I think the Courier kill is really what set all of this up, but just the persistence to non-stop harass. That's Triple C, known as one of the stronger mids in the Chinese scene, but really getting it handed to him by Abed.
See the power of the Drow as well. All of this possible, partially due to the damage that Mason brings to bear. KP did match at level 2, so I guess slightly salvaged here up top, but still not having a great time. Compare that to Forev, Bulba. Forev's already level 3, a lot of pressure there. So as Triple C comes back to the lane, he's down 12 CS. Abed constantly pressuring him. Refraction on cooldown for some time. Lobs out the orb there, down to the low ground. Just keeps on trading hits. So I would say all 3 lanes going very well.
Yeah. As you know, you pointed out, unexpected.
Yeah, the courier snipe was very big.
Newbee sees the fact that there's some jungling going on. Oh, he's gonna give him the Fortune's End. Oh, cancel that salve too. Feels bad. He steals the creep too.
Ow.
Oh.
Mason's happy. So, any adjustments that you can see Newbee making, or is it just kind of take your licks now and then catch up in the mid game?
I think that maybe Sand King could rotate around and get something going, but honestly,
Where would you go? I think mid's very hard against Puck.
Yep.
To actually get a kill, at least until TA has traps. Top lane, maybe you could get Mason.
Yeah, but the Iron Shell gameplay is not very effective because he just takes off the Iron Shell. Yeah.
That's why you need 2 Iron Shells. Can only purge off 1, right?
It's an AoE purge, so if they stand too close to each other.
That's true.
So.
You gotta get the Delta split action going. Yeah, it's not great. I think the more we talk about it, the more it seems like there aren't really great options. And what I do like is also this ward from DC. Means that if newbies start just trying to play the greedy jungle game, like they'll see that and they can potentially react. Bulba can move in and even look to shut that avenue down. So
the wards are running out soon, so
almost a 2k gold lead already for DC.
Yeah. It is not looking good here for Newbee. So 4-way tiebreaker incoming, I guess.
Yeah, although it looked like OG was getting absolutely spanked by LFY. And I think even if they lose 1 game, there's no potential of a 4-way anymore. So, spoiler alert, by the way. Sorry if other people aren't watching that game right now. But that's Triple C caught out in the mid lane. First blood for DC. Big 4-hero rotation. The love continues. And
I bet it's like
I don't know what else they could have picked. Like I just think that was the beauty of the way DC drafted. Like what was a good mid there? It's a Puck with a Drow Aura.
Oh. Puck with a Drow Aura killing people right now. KP.
Fragging out.
Oh,
KP
Abed's
down.
Stuck in the woods for a bit, but he's going to be fine here as his allies backs him up.
He is pushing it to the absolute limit. Sniping couriers. Every last possible orb's worth of damage that he can lob out, he does.
Yep.
Trying to keep that catapult alive so this push can continue, clearing out the wave. This tower's already down to half HP. That's a lot of structural integrity compromised there.
It really helped in that engagement. He had an arcane rune, so spells are so much cheaper, and
now it really helps that they have a shrine.
Yeah, it's got coil ready again, so that could be another kill on SC. SC, does he have the Spidey sense? He drops down the ward, so he should understand what's happening here.
Now the saving grace, I suppose, is going to be this Lycan, who's at least having a good time in the laning stage. Granted, he has some natural counters, lots of control, the lasso, the cogs, the coil.
Or just even using a disarm, the Fate's Edict from Oracle.
That's true.
Uh-oh, Newbee walks right up to the shrine, gets Shackle, Burrow Strike, easy pick off here for SC.
Newbee needed that, but
yeah,
still their tower's already down mid. That is extremely fast. I think they're really banking on being able to farm Ancients and catch up in the jungle. So if you're DC, you look to mitigate that with like the clock roaming in, getting some wards down now that you've opened the way in, and you can already see like Newbee want to prevent those incursions. They've got the hill ward mid, they now plant a ward down near the shrine. They want to ensure that their jungle is as limited access for DC as possible.
Yeah, one way to kind of get around that for Newbee is just to take your Ancients earlier. It's not as big of a stack, but you don't have anything better to do anyways. Speaking of bottom,
wants to keep those napalm stacks on Moogie. 8 stacks up. It's only going to take a few seconds here, but 4F doesn't have quite enough time. 9 stacks. No more Bat Rider. He gets out of the flames. Now with the battery cell coming in, Bulba tries to fight, but the Howl comes through. Baited by Moogie. Double kill for him. Abed with the cleanup though. Woo! Crashing in. Gets 1. He could get more. Silence.
2.
Oh, nicely timed there. Maybe he could get Kaka for a 3rd. Give him the triple. He's got the stick. He's going to have the orb. Can he find the angle for the auto attacks?
Oh.
No.
Completely wrong direction, guess. But hey.
Good effort.
Oh, not done yet.
Bulba with the save. He's got the rocket. It won't be enough damage. He's got to get in range for this battery assault. think Kaka is a little too slow. 20 move speed disadvantage. But the trap.
Oh,
The trap.
the save.
S-triple-C.
Salvaged. Wait, rocket.
Not enough.
Just kind of a FU rocket. That wasn't going to kill anyone.
I'll get you next time. Bulba cackles like some evil cartoon villain.
Ah, so interesting. Mugi is going to be going for the Necrobook build. As of late, we've been seeing more Mask of Madness as well as Armlet. That's what we saw from Mason last game.
Arteezy did go for this build previously.
Yep. So I think it's more... Oh, he's running forward, going hard. Does he have to disarm at the ready? No disarm. Newbee says, help me, sir, help me. And he is going to get chomped down.
One more auto attack. Mason, or rather, Mason, or Boogie scores the kill. You're talking about the Mason like, and now I keep on mixing the players.
TP out, Faith. Does he get the shackle off? No.
Not going to happen.
So I think the reason that he's going for this build is the fact that he will get disarmed if he, goes for any right-click build. So he kind of spreads out his damage a little bit. Kaka on the bottom side will get jumped on, and
Good push back. The flame break, though, did miss. Rocket coming
There's
in
no way
with
he's survi-
Abed
yeah.
here. He is donezo, but at least space created. They can maybe push this top lane on the back of that. So DC going to knock down another tower. That's 2 for them. The power of the drown.
and they're not giving it up. Puck ports in and says, I see wards. I can farm those.
Delicious gold.
Aw, Faith. You could do better than this. Have you seen some of the top tier shamans? They use one of the wards to just deny the other one that you're trying to last it. Meanwhile, the rest of the wards are hitting the building. That's the play.
Well, they got some damage on the tower at least. But it was an expensive push, that's for sure. Still a nice solid 3k gold lead up for DC. The next round of items coming out now as they grab the Veil of Discord on Abed. Dubu closing in on level 6 slowly but surely. Bulba's a lot closer. He hits the tome and gets there. And now Mason working towards his Shadow Blade as he is going to make a move onto Kaka. The silence comes through, but Kaka just retreats into the safety of the trees. We'll be able to continue farming, working towards his own blink now, and S-triple-C playing catch-up. Looks like he did clear at least one set of Ancients. But they look to make their move. The hook shot reveal. Bulba's going to trap him in. They bring in 4F as well. Oh, it's a tough TA game, Lumi.
Store. Ooh, okay. He's going to man fight, but not going to be close. Yeah, Newbee's progression in terms of farm has really just stopped. The Ancients are stacked up, but they don't really have good opportunity to take it. The wards coming out from DC are deep, and I feel like every time they try to go into the jungle, they will be hounded by the bat, the clockwork, and the puck. It's a little bit too early for Newbee to start taking buildings. So I'm not exactly sure what the play is for Newbee, apart from just, again, taking the licks and just wait for a better opportunity, wait for more levels.
They are starting to group up DC, looking for the tier 1 push. Mason and Abed laying into the tower. We see Newbee and Reserve behind. They do have the wards ready to go again if they want to try to take this fight, but the form of initiation available to them is just the Sand King walking in and burrowing. Not a good way to start the fight. Meanwhile, DC have a hook and they have a blink puck coil. They're still a ways away from the lasso blink, but they have the drums. So it just doesn't seem like Newbee have good ways to start engagements. And as a result, they are going to let this tower fall. Maybe go for a wolf deny. Nope. Not possible. The map is getting choked out now. Tier 1s are down. DC ramping up the aggression. Looking for those deeper wards. They already have one in good position here near the shrine. Might be able to catch Newbee out while they're farming. But Newbee stick together as a pack of 3.
I think more important than ever now is Kaka needs to deliver up on his Blink Dagger timing. It's actually pretty good. 1,200 gold, and looks like we might add a little bit more money to the bank here. Dubu should get Burrow Strike. And there you go.
Nice pick off there, Newbee. Definitely need more of those. S-triple-C going back for the Blink Dagger now, so not rushing the Deso, recognizing DC are going to be fighting very soon.
Oh, Faith?
Hey, Faith. They find the Shaman. He gets up the Hex at least. Then the Burrow comes in. They haven't managed to control him. DC a little bit slow and pushing their buttons, and now the Flame Break back into a lasso, trying to quickly corral him, drag him up to the high ground, leave him there to melt, and Faith will be down. Now DC looking to back away, but the Wolf chasing them out. In comes Mason. He's got that pushback available with the Gust. Still the Sand King Burrow comes through. He taps that Shrine, but Kanka getting overwhelmed all the same for now. He's invis. He is dead. The physical damage just too much for him to bear, while Bulba, in the meanwhile, finds that hook opportunity, jumping onto SCCC. DC looking for the extra kills. Can they bring him down? No refraction for a while. Does have the Mel, but gets silenced by Abed, controlled and brought down. Huge damage coming out for the puck. It's still Mason stays alive. The Wolf chase him out with the help of the Surge, but a good snare might be enough to get Mason back towards safety. So close to his Claymore.
Got Surge
so
soon.
close to his Shadow Blade, but I don't know that he gets it in time. Needs that 50 gold Gust. TP out. No vacuum available. Mason is out of there.
Wow, what a
Gets
play.
home safely.
Man, the Gus has been super critical in terms of why they won that team fight. The Sand King Burrow striking up to the high ground to tap the Shrine, I think that was meant to scare DC away, but what ended up actually happening was it was just a Sand King actually getting the Shrine juice, and they're like, yeah, we'll just right-click you and kill you.
They do drop the wards now, though. They're going to try to go for this tower. No glyph available for just a few seconds. However, Mugi does TP out. No lasso to stop it. Makes it back to safety. So, all things considered, Newbee still scrounging up these kills. They've almost got the blink on SCCC. They're closing in on Kaka's blink. Much better timing for him. About 700 gold ahead of where he was last game on this hero. By the way, have we seen Kaka play anything besides Sand King?
We actually haven't. I'm actually going to go check and do a buff right now.
It's got to be like 80% SK games. I guess other teams don't really fear it because no one's banning it.
Exactly.
Faith caught out here. Mason with the Shadow Blade debut. The Hex comes through, but it's not going to be enough. Faith goes down again. The Shadow Shaman is having a sad game, Lumi.
Well, it gets a little bit better now. SC does have the Blink Dagger, and it seems like the way that they're going to play it, they're going to just jump right on top of the Drow Ranger and just force a quick kill. If not, the Drow Ranger Oracle is an easy one as well. They will have the...
Just got to be careful because the False Promise is nearly ready. Dubu's almost 6, and then you commit all that to kill the Drow, and you may just end up feeding away multiple lives in the return exchange. Abed is so unafraid. Sees the SK top, knows the Shaman just respawned. Diving past the tower. No fear from this young man. Push Kaka back here, and into the instantly broken lasso as the Burrow overrides it. We've seen some clowny interactions. We saw that Spirit Breaker charge dodge with a Burrow.
Yeah.
The clutch timings. This TI.
Oh, so Newbee does have this pretty cheesy combo that I think they're trying to do, but hasn't really successfully done so. This is the double Invis Wolves, and you put Iron Shells on them, and you just like roam them around the map. If you park one like next to a hero, you could just burn them down very quickly. Now the counterplay is that it's very easy for Newbee just fire off a Fortune's End and just dispel. Like even if you don't see the wolf, you can fire off onto one of your allies, and then it's an AoE dispel, and it will get rid of the Iron Shells.
Mugi gets silenced up here, focused by Mason. Dead again. DC, and now looking for more. There's the hook from Bulba. Connects, and again it's Faith. Out for the count. Immediately, time to scramble for that split push. SCCC shoves in mid, but that will be dealt with in short order as the puck of Abed arrives. KP, meanwhile, trying to push in the bottom lane. Did complete his mech. Ideally has the makings of that fight. But they just keep on getting picked off, Lumi. These deep wards, the Batrider, the Clockwork Rocket, so much vision, so much map control, setting up kills and preventing Newbee from finding those larger engagements.
It's also how big the DC heroes are relative to Newbee's low-level heroes. The laning stage has really done them in. I think Newbee is still trying to recover from that, and Abed and the company are just snowballing away.
Oh man, SCCC is actually going... He's thinking BKB before the Deso. Oh, that buys the Ogre Club.
All right, this
is
almost
never. This is the my team is getting absolutely trashed.
This
and
is what we call
I can't do anything.
A game-losing BKB. You have to buy it because you're getting wrecked, but it's not going to forward your game plan. It will help you not die, but you're not winning the game off of this. you're not farming any faster compared to the Desolator. Sure, you're going to survive, but likely you're not going to do enough damage to actually warrant the BKB purchase either.
I guess the one good thing is they can still Rosh if they somehow win a fight because they have Shaman and Lycan.
If it's there still, like DC is.
If it's there. Speaking of which, DC looking for it.
Oh, Sand King just picked up Blink. Time to smoke. This is their best timing. If you could win a fight right now.
SK Blink, Darkseer Mech.
Get Rosh.
It's go time.
Yeah.
They're going to try. The Necro 3 almost complete as well if they want to wait for that.
Okay, smoke, go. They're doing Rosh. Not exactly the fastest ever, so.
Bulba's waiting though. Good position here. But those cogs on the ramp can be very pesky, and they've got the detection. Sentry Ward parked in the back, but Newbee sneak around from the north, and they're looking for the beautiful catch! Kaka fights two, and then Newbee charging, and they look for more. Forbes there with the lasso dragging that TA up on a cliff where she'll likely die. Pushed around by the flame break, the refraction melting. Forbes trying to finish him off, and that should do the trick as Triple C. Oh, so low! He is dead. And now onto Mason, also brought down. 4 have fallen. Newbee have done it. They've taken the Rosh away from DC. Can they actually kill it though?
Oh, dude, they have Lycan.
They've got the wards. Faith even saved them.
Yeah, I don't think they even need them for this. I mean, if Faith really want to make sure they get it, they could plop it down. It will take a while. The respawn time are pretty low, so maybe Faith will just like chicken out and drop the wards. He does. And they do get it very quickly. Any form of challenges, Clockwork does not have his hook shot.
And he gets hexed up. Faith is not going to let him get near. The Rosh about to fall. Still they commit. Bulba into the front lines and doing their best to heal him up. They drop those cogs, but there is very limited follow-up to this first engagement. It will be outbed with the coil, and oh, it's poor Faith.
Yep.
Down again, but
oh, there it's still farming. Moogie.
Little greedy by Moogie. Forev, not that close to the lasso, but still with Moogie not having his ultimate, he dies once, he might die a second time.
Shrine, somebody tap it. Oh, the
they hit it too late. The timing's not right, but can they at least kill Forev? They will bring down the Bat Rider, and now as Triple C duking it out and trying to move on to Bulba. He has been snared and controlled. Outbets there, constantly a thorn in their side, just pestering them, peppering them for all directions. Bulba going through, stays alive, finally finished up by KP, and now they turn back to Mason. DC perhaps just getting a bit too cocky here. They've lost 3 again. They're going to lose Dubu as well. They've given up 4 bonus kills for an Aegis and a TA.
Well, Newbee was on the verge of just losing this game. I said that they needed to get Blink and they need to challenge Rosh, and they got all of that. A Hail Mary coming out from Newbee, and it worked. So now, I think this is more or less an even game. The GoGraph agrees.
They got the Shaman as well, but yeah, still hugely Newbee.
And now it's building time. You know, Necro 3 has been online. In fact, he's working towards AC as well. Drow Ranger is having a difficulty time standing her ground. That Shadow Blade's not really going to help out because of the Necro books. Kaka jumps away here from Forev, but looks like he is going to get lassoed up. He might just be able to walk it off, at least walk to the Shrine. Here comes Abeb with the nuke, and Shrine gets activated. Not going to be enough.
Good effort. Kaka down. But they got the tier 1 mid. They grabbed the Aegis, deny it from DC. They now can close in on their next round of items. The Blink's not far off for KP. Faith about halfway to his own Blink. Moogie can work towards that AC. Has the first component. SCCC. Well, maybe not the ideal BKB
Dubu
situation, but he does at least almost have it as Dubu gets caught out in the trees with the wards dropped. No escape. Vacuum back into death.
So even though that was a very, very fortuitous turn of events for Newbee, I wonder how, like, the overall game plan changes, if it does changes, because, like, DC could just do the exact same thing they've been doing, right? Which is, we're going to invade your jungle, we're going to set up vision there. If you farm, we're going to just kill you. Like, they still have the Bat Rider, they still have the Clockwork and the Puck that could just be such a menace in your jungle. And I don't think Newbee, even though they won the fight, has developed anything that will change the outcome of that state of the game. So I still think that Newbee is in trouble.
Yeah, I still feel like DC are in an okay position. I guess the worry for me, Lumi, is that they're just so good at catching the Drow now. Mason needs some sort of defensive item. It looks like he's trying to build a BKB. If he can get that, then and stay alive in the fights, then like they don't have to rely on Dubu's position as much. I think that gives them a breath of fresh air. It's just right now, Newbee have hit this power spike where they're very good at catching him, and Mason often just finds himself in the middle of 5 heroes. I think with that Drow dying so early, there's just not really enough follow-up. Albed went for the Lincoln Sphere. Like, he's super big, but his burst damage is very minimal versus like the cores that Newbee have. TA's got Refraction, Lycan's mega tanky, TA soon as BKB as well.
It seems like the game plan for DC is to basically tick it for a little while until these BKB start to run low. Like, TA has gone for early BKB, has it finished now, and you just weigh out the charges a bit, because with the Lincoln's timing on the puck as well as the BKB timing on the Drow Ranger, they're going to be much weaker now, but hopefully going to be much stronger in about 15 minutes or so. DC needs to slow down, and it looks like they will slow down.
One thing I do want to point out is Mookie has been really disciplined at scouting with his wolves. They're constantly following DC around, identifying when they're about to smoke, keeping tabs on them as they rotate throughout the map, ensuring that it's safe to walk up hills. And this is one of the very underrated aspects of Lycan, is that vision game. I actually expect DC will get a gem fairly soon here. They have the Batrider to carry it, and although they have the better vision heroes aside from the Lycan, I think the Lycan is such a problem that you actually just have to get a gem.
It's also traps everywhere from the TA.
That's true.
And the wards, obviously, that you could get if you have a gem. But for now, Newbee is going to walk up as a team and should be able to take down this tower. Are they going to commit the Serpent wards? DC wants to fight.
They do. Kaka's back in position. There is a 4-staff on 4F, so the initiation range quite long. That's Triple C, BKB complete, and they are going to make the move. They wrangle up the Lycan. He doesn't even get the Necro Book off. Focus down immediately. Bulba comes in. The false promise is there, but the Epicenter again on point from Kaka, doing good damage. Oh! The wall has 4! Huge combo as Triple C pops 1, looking for more, diving, not focusing. Dubu turns back and makes short work of him, but Mason stands his ground, fights his way through this BKB. He's got too much armor. Now he Shadow Blades away as Triple C's in too deep, and even with the Melt Strike, he doesn't have the damage. He lacks the firepower. Abed's Lincoln saving the day. He survives. 5 down for Newbee.
You know, it looked really good when you get a 4-man vacuum wall until you realize, wait, my Lycan's dead, and my TA does not have Desolator. Yeah, you have BKB jump in. The exact scenario I pointed out. You jump in, you have the BKB, but you don't have any damage to warrant the BKB usage. And Mason, like you said, you know, a hero that you should be able to kill very easily, got too much armor. 21 armor. 23 if you stand under that tier 2 tower.
God, that vacuum wall looked so good.
Yeah.
And they don't quite have the follow-up. You know, TA was getting some meld strikes and some okay side blade hits, but there's no deso. Like, the damage just isn't there.
I think a couple of things went awry. It was Sankin came in first. Like, imagine if there's a 4-man burrow strike on top of the 4-man vacuum with the epicenter, they win that fight 100%. The second thing was that the false promise on Boba. Yeah, sure, he ended up dying, but he also took a bunch of the damage from the Lycan as well as from, I believe, the Serpent wards. And as a result, a very well worth sacrifice from Boba. And big part of why they won a team fight in such lopsided fashion.
Also, Mason is just so tanky against this TA. Like, 24 armor on your Drow. Like, she hit him with, like, a Meld Strike, like 4 auto attacks. He lost, I don't know, a third of his health or something. It was not even close, really.
Yep. Was the Oracle alive throughout the fight?
Well, he got the false promise off. I think he died eventually. Yeah, S-Triple-C killed him, but he also like hesitated about even focusing him down and wasted a lot of time during that BKB as well. I think most TAs are just very used to, you know, killing people quickly at this stage of the game. That's normally what happens, but Mugi is going to shapeshift up this time. He gets the zoo in play, and now the vacuum comes through. The ward's committed. Bulba's in all kinds of trouble. They false promise up for him, trying to keep him alive, but he's bound by the shackles, locked in position, while meanwhile Mugi also being dealt with a bit by this battery assault. On the side of the fight, Kaka's been brought in too far, and Mason finds a free hero to pick off. Abed looking to finish off that wolf. He can't quite do it. KP now sounding the retreat. Faith on the run. They walk back through their barriers. The wall, the wards protecting them on the way out. 4F though did get that Kaka kill. It was a 4-position for 4-position trade, and that is it. But huge ultimates, long cooldowns blown by Newbee.
Yeah, and they're going to farm those wards, so the trade's more in the favor of DC. That's yet another 200 gold or so.
good example of a fight where Sand King did not, like, wasn't able to synchronize with the Darkseer. That's 2 times now. Newbee haven't been able to get that combo.
Well, it's an awkward situation for the Sand King. He needs to jump in and initiate first, and then it almost feels like they lack a separate initiator, right?
Like
it would be great
if they also had an Earthshaker or a Puck or something.
Right. Like maybe like if Faith had a Blink Dagger, which he does, like he could blink and initiate, and then the Vacuum comes out, and then the Burrow Strike comes out. I think that's the best route for victory for Newbee. But also that team fight was another good example of how Newbee just lacks damage at this point. We've been on the TA case for a while, but it feels like even the Lycan himself is starting to...
It's not even just the TA. It's, you know, or the damage that she's done. Like, look at the farm as well. Not going for Deso, you
farm much slower.
But I want to highlight it. Like, his net worth should, like, at this point in the game, TA is almost always on top.
Yep.
But he just hasn't been able to farm. I mean, he's got less creeps than the Puck. He's farmed a lot less Ancients. And that's also in part because those tier 1s went down so early. Which, again, goes back to the Drow pick and goes back to the Courier Snipe, all those little things that we mentioned from the laning stage.
Yeah, just to put things in perspective, if you have a Desolator, you 2-shot an incoming creep wave. If you could line up the Sideblade twice, 2 hits. That's the whole creep wave. And then you could go into the jungle and farm more. SC right now needs to hit the creeps like 4 times. And by the time you hit them 4 times, they're not in a straight line anymore. And that actually matters quite a bit for the farming speed of Templar Assassin.
The other downside is now BKB's duration is starting to get quite short in some of the bigger mid-game team fights. But I do want to highlight these Wolves, man. They are all over DC. Those and the traps that you mentioned. They've got vision on the pit. You actually can just toggle their Fog of War, and they are basically seeing everything that DC is up to. But that will change now, because Abed just got a gem.
They ping it out.
There's the Dessa. How much physical damage mitigation do DC have? They really don't have much.
They got a medallion on the Clockwork. Puck has his own Veil.
That's basically it. Like, there's no Solar Crest, there's no Crimson Guard. We saw Newbee go really heavy on that in Game 1.
Yep. Maybe it's a good idea for Oracle to, instead of going for the urn that he's queued up, but instead for a casual buckler. We've been seeing a lot of casual bucklers.
Seems like a value pickup.
Yeah.
Roche will be up any second now. And both teams will know it. It is a near max duration Roche respawn. In fact, I think it is the max. Right at that 11-minute mark. Newbee clustering around the pit. They know DC's in the neighborhood. Scouting them out as they rotate. Orbing down onto the low ground. Abed keeps an eye on things. A fresh pack of wolves moving out. Just constantly dancing around the pit. Do they dare walk in? Do they smoke around and look for a kill? Do they wait for DC to go in and ambush them? We'll see how Newbee wants to play this.
That worked out last time, right? They were able to kind of backstab them. But the difference is that last time, DC was more or less reliant on sentries. They saw the wolves coming, they thought the situation wasn't good, so they walked away and then right into Newbee. This time they're working with a gem, so I think they're perhaps going to be less scared of the wolves. They're going to perhaps have a better idea where Newbee is going to be coming from, direction-wise at least. And the critical difference is they also have to BKB now on Mason.
Oh, like their physical damage has ramped up a lot. They just got a Deso, now the AC comes out. Now you're talking as far as Newbee's punching power.
Yep.
Still, I think the bigger issue for Newbee is what we touched on in the draft, like the control that DC have for a TA and a Lycan. Even if you BKB, you could still be lassoed. You can still be blocked by the cogs. The Lycan obviously has no magic immunity, so they do hit hard, but they're so reliant on the Darkseer and the Sand King hitting good stuns to set up that right click.
Big smoke coming out here, but I do believe that was pinged out by DC. I don't know how they got vision. Oh, there was a ward on the right side of where they smoked.
Wolf grab that DD. It might not matter.
Are they just stealing it? Oh
my god. DC are going to try to contest this.
Dude, this is such a ballsy play.
This is really risky. They've got 3 jumpers. The whole squad can get in there. They start it with the lasso, and they get SCCC. Pull him way back. Dream catch. There's the combo. Epi coming through. Look for the follow-up as Moogie rushes, and SCCC gets off his BKB, and now Mason's on the run. Abed's forced back. 4F's got to scatter. They're running them all down, munching at the drown, nipping at her heels with that Deso shot from SCCC, cutting out her heart and serving it up for dinner. DCR denied. In the midst of all of that, the Aegis was claimed by Moogie. The last hit even went the Radiant's way. They got absolutely nothing. Didn't even manage to break the Aegis. A complete coup.
Look at how big the difference is when the Sanking comes in after to take advantage of the vacuum, right? That was a 5-man vacuum. Or was it 4? It doesn't matter. It hit a whole bunch of people, and then there was an epicenter on top of that. Huge gameplay, but they're trying to do what they can. Abed is so damn annoying on this puck. Walks around with a gem, dewards absolutely everything, and now just, draws the entirety of Newbee back, despite the fact that they just lost a big team fight.
Yeah, it's also indirectly keeping some of these towers up. Top lane gets shoved in, bottom lane gets shoved in. Are we going to see the same dance again with DC just trying to spread the map, constantly push these side lanes?
They will try, but I don't think...
Is that the new game plan moving forward?
I mean, their heroes are not really built for that. Yeah, sure, Puck can, but the rest of the team aren't amazing for that kind of gameplay. They might have to, though, given how strong Newbee just got with now the new Aegis and Cheese.
Yeah, what a combo. That was dirty. And it does show you the value of patience for the Sand King and the Darkseer. That Roche almost died like before DC could even get into the pit.
I wonder where Clockwork was. I didn't see where Boba during the beginning of the fight. Had he gone into the pit with a hook, I think that might have changed things a little bit.
Sadly, we do not have the instant replay capabilities here on the secondary streams, guys. We would love to take a look again, but that's the beauty of watching Dota TV.
No, we need 4 production trucks. And 4 panels.
For the group stage.
For the group stage.
I'm down.
Alright, Newbee is going to just run over basically every building. Let's see if Faith is going to hold the Serpent Wards. He doesn't. Okay, just going to commit. Newbee's going to get this and back out. And good choice, because top and mid is going to get it pushed in, so time to go back.
Abed clearing out the lane. Now, again, being a pest, as you mentioned. He's hitting for almost 300 a right click. This is a big puck.
Yeah, working towards the Aghanim Scepter, about to hit the 420 GPM.
Ags is so good against BKB carries, and they have 2 of them. The Lycan, who probably still wants to go for one, and the TA, obviously,
who already
has one.
There's just really no counterplay that you could do once you get...
And those heroes are also, they're not just BKB carries, they're like very short range ones, so holding them in place and forcing them to stay put is extremely potent. And Abed has hit a very fast level 25 Lumi, so we are going to see a lot of gold in his pockets. Like, what is your dream 6-slotted puck right now? Do you think you go for like some right click, just really focus on being able to split push?
I think the puck animation is
just too
bad. Alright, so he buys the X. I guess... I think Dagon's actually decent here, right? I know you said it was a trap, but...
Well, I don't necessarily think it is a trap, but I've just heard a lot of players say it's like a big waste of gold, and in a lot of scenarios, unless you're either super far ahead or there's some really easy kills.
Yeah, and the easy kill here is Shadow Shaman. I think if you could remove Shadow Shaman, that is essentially half of Newbee's disables out of the picture. And he's such an easy kill when you have Veiled Dagon. He is having it on the quick buy.
The thing is, like, he's really the only one who can comfortably go hit buildings. It's quite risky for the Drow to go do that.
Dagon gives you a ton of plus damage.
That's true. But in any case, Newbee are trying to force the issue. They're playing at a higher tempo. This puck is plinking bottom, but Newbee are munching top. DC are going to have to come and answer soon. Abed jumps in. He will rejoin the squad. Now the BKB committed. SCCC dropping is at the same time that the Batrider goes in, but Kaka blows his load pretty early in this fight, forcing DC on their heels, but also not dishing out the critical damage. So they have the firepower to get the job done anyway. Melee down, ranged in danger as well. Mason trying to answer back as Bulba watches his base burn the range. Not fully dead yet, and on life 2 they might get Moogie. So it's an Aegis and a Lycan for a full lane of Rax.
Yep. So even though that initiation combo from Newbee wasn't too good, like Kaka went in and then the Darkseer went in, it created enough chaos for the Serpent Wards to actually kill the Raxes, which is really the ultimate goal. Yes, they did have to use Aegis and Cheese for it, but I think that was a well worth it trade for
one thing we actually
Newbee.
saw in that fight also is SCCC has a Lincolns now, so if he gets the Lincolns off, or sorry, if he gets the BKB off, like they cannot actually lasso him. Like, there's no way to control the TA, so that's why the bat blinks in with BKB, and then he's like, oh crap, there's nothing I can do here.
Yeah. I guess they could like throw down a cog on him, but like not really. Yeah, there's no
way to break the Lincolns though.
I mean, you could coil him. That is a play.
Only if you do it before he BKBs.
Here we go. DC's gonna answer right back. They know a lot of these ultimates on cooldown, and Lycan does not have to buy back.
Newbee now facing their own siege. Abed is out in front, giving it the pokes, and now the lasso comes through. They go for the Sankey, and the BKB used a bit later on, pumping in the damage. Mason tries to finish him, but Kanka stays alive. They're going to keep the pursuit going. Abed blinking deeper, focusing down that Scorpion, now turning back and trying to deal with Faith. His eyes are everywhere, but he's only got so many abilities. SCCC is hunting the backlines now with the pack. Oh, the back. That could hurt. Bulba down. Dubu in trouble, looking to shred these heroes up. Mason doesn't have a TP scroll available. It's down for 40. He BKBs, but they're ignoring him. Now they're coming. Oh, Mason, Butterfly, that move speed. Will it save him? Pushing himself away, but Faith there to cut him off at the pass. They've lost 3. They bought back on the clock. Still Mason controlled and dealt with. He doesn't have buyback. He's out for 80. Bulba's next, feeding straight away. Forev's also being run through. DC are completely discombobulated now. 4 hitting the deck after the buybacks, and I believe there was at least 1 dieback there. Yeah, the Clockwork bought back, died again. So now, what can Abed do?
Well, he'll be
How
annoying.
strong is his back?
Yeah, he is trying to push the wave in. It's like, hope. It's like, come back, guys. Come back and defend. And looks like they might have to. KB is going to push out the wave, but there is no creep wave for Newbee to actually go into the base of Digital Chaos. Yeah, they just have to back off despite winning a huge team fight. No objective for them to take.
But still, more gold into their pockets. Still not that big of a lead, all things considered, but it kind of feels like they use the gold better. Like it seems a lot easier for them to win these fights than DC right now.
Yeah, I also, like, you know, this is one of those games where you could credit Oracle as a hero that, again, on paper, very good, but what has Oracle really done this game? It feels like his impact is quite low. Clockwork, in particular, also, I haven't felt his impact.
That's CCC. Eating the cogs.
Whereas if you look at the supports of Newbee, you know, Kaka has been instrumental in terms of the team fight victories. Faith being ultra annoying, just dropping wards, a lot of chaos, a lot of shackle and hexes. So I think that's really the reason why you feel that, you know, DC is outnumbered.
Normally when we've seen the Oracle truly excel, it's with a tanky carry that you can like save the false promise for a critical moment with.
Right.
You know, Bristleback, kind of the classic example. You know, even a hero like Sven or Death Prophet, they don't really have a super tank, and like you have an elusive carry who's not being focused anyway in the puck, but also doesn't hit that hard, and you have Mason, who's just so far on the back lines that by the time they go for him, like usually the fight's either won or lost already.
Yeah, you know, like
so I just don't know that it's the Dream Oracle game. Like he was great to deal with the Darkseer early, but since then.
Well, the Drow would have been fine dealing with the, you know, the Darkseer on his own, right?
Yeah.
It's more of the, I think the example that you pointed out, you know, the core that could dish out a ton of damage, like Sven during the False Promise. Okay, you could False Promise Mason, but he currently isn't hitting hard enough to be like, okay, I'm False Promise, I'm going to kill you right now, so you better get off of me. I think currently what's happening is you False Promise Mason, and then Newbee says, okay, I'm going to keep running at you because you're not going to do any damage to force us back. And as a result, the False Promise is useless. Now, I think Mason eventually could get to a point where he does do that amount of damage, but I think by the time they do get there, you know, how many more Raxus will they have to sacrifice?
Straight into the Roche pit. Newbee looking for their Aegis, their cheese, and then you have to imagine straight for that second lane. But DC are going to contest this. They leave the base, they roam straight towards the pit. The Roche at a
Somebody
third
block
HP.
that hook, please.
Forev Could make a jump in. Flame Break coming through. It's already too late. Aegis grabbed. Newbee. Objective secured. Check marks. Hitting the check boxes. And now, time to march down mid.
Yep, they're gonna do the exact same thing. Ooh, the Death Soul's backpacked on Templar. I don't know about that. Maybe just backpack the Lincolns. It's really
The
nice.
Lincolns is really important for that lasso, though.
It is, but you have Aegis, and I think it's important to apply the Death Soul debuff to help you push. Like, your objective is to take Raxus, right?
I think you just get rid of the boots if you want to get rid of something.
Sure, sure.
I think you keep the Lincolns.
Fine. I think maybe he'll do it as he's like, are they actually pushing? Then he'll make the swap.
Yeah, I mean, he's honestly immobile. Like, you have treads and a blink, but you're not running from a Puck, Batrider, Clock.
Yeah.
Right? Like, you're...
Or maybe just backpack the BKB. Like, are you going to use your BKB on your first life?
Well, otherwise they can just break your Lincolns with anything else and then lasso you. I guess if you want to save it for your second life, I think the treads is kind of the safe play.
Okay.
If you want to backpack something else. We'll see if what S-Triple-C does when he gets to the base.
He's probably going to just hit it without Deso. That's what he's going to do.
He's going to backpack.
I mean, do you even
he's going to backpack all of his items.
Do you agree that he needs the Deso in the first place? Because
yeah. The debuff, he doesn't need it, but it's huge up to buildings.
Yeah. It's really good for the Serpent Wards. It's not really, I guess, too necessary for himself.
Lycan as well.
Yeah.
It stacks up with that AC, so... What is it, a total of minus 12 on the buildings, I think?
A lot.
Yeah.
Alright, MKB coming out here to deal with the Butterfly of Drow Ranger.
And that's the thing, Drow, there's so much gap close, right? Like, they're good at chasing her down and isolating her in the fight, so Mace has to sit really far back. But that also means he might not be hitting anyone during the fight-deciding moments. But high ground should be where DC can shine. They've got the bat to catch heroes, drag them into the clutches of their squad, should Newbee commit. They have the Drow who can tuck herself back as far as the tier 4s if need be. Should be an ideal window, if there were one, for DC to turn a fight. But now it gets hard. They're down 11k gold, nearly 20k experience. That's even with the Puck 420 GPM talent. But did complete the Dagon 5. Seems like Octarine the next choice. Can he take over? This is a big power spike for the Puck, but a lot of heroes that he has to chew through. Does Newbee feel the time is now? The lanes are pushed in reasonably. They're at least going to begin their slow assault. But S-Triple-C early on is being kited. Silenced in control. Now the lasso comes through. It's onto the Wolf. S-Triple-C. What's he going to focus on? First it was buildings, and then it was heroes. He can't quite make it fine, but then again in the back, the Epi Wall special. DC, your dinner now, and so too are your buildings. Newbee, they take the second lane. They muscle their way onto the third. They don't even need to kill these heroes, Lumi. They kill the structures too damn fast.
Yeah. And evidently they don't need a Desolator either. Look at just the amount of damage. The AC is just enough, and they just get everything. Now they jump in for the heroes. SC just flexing.
DC have 0-4'd on the day.
Wow.
They have lost every game in close to the most painful way I can imagine. Multiple Roche fights where they were split seconds, just hairs of an inch from stealing an Aegis, getting a last hit, walking away with their lives, winning team fights, taking down buildings in time. Nothing broke their way today. And it's less that they're going in the lower bracket that worries me for this team, and it's more, can they get their morale together in time? They only have one day to figure it out, and that will be media day. Ouch.
Yeah, also for Newbee, really impressive comeback. I mean, we were saying they were losing every single lane. They had one shot, one opportunity to make that comeback, the Blink Dagger on Kaka, and they just made that team fight work. And